Dance. 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 You can see that look in my eye. Ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Roll up while I cry.
Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. And there's more. I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. All right, hello, my truth seekers. How y'all doing? I am going to wait and see if we get more people in the room. Now, this is not going to be a really long show here. I'm just going to point that out. It's going to be kind of brief. So with that said, make sure you share the show. Let everyone come on. I know it's a Monday and you guys are just getting to work or whatever you guys are doing. So don't worry. I'm not going to keep you guys up. Just trying to figure out what better for the layout here. We'll just leave it like that for now. There we go. Oh, hi, Quiet Storm. How you doing, honey? How you doing? Glad to see you here. I'm going to put the link if you guys want to come up. I'll let you guys know when I'm accepting people to come up. So, yeah. So that's the link right there. Anyway. I understand you were sleepy or whatever the case may be. It is all good, girl. I am so okay with that. Trust me. I didn't lose any sleep, hon. Trust me. All right. Now, anyway, with that said here, I just want to say hello, my truth seekers. My name is Keisha, and welcome to The Truth Show, the show that keeps you informed, entertained, and thinking. We've got a line up today. News, culture, a little bit of tea, a little bit of truth, and a whole lot of clarity. So come on in. Now, whether you're watching live or catching a replay, you're right on time, okay? I'm glad you're here because today's topics are layered. We got a story that's been trending, a moment in the world news you need to understand. I mean, in plain language, I'm breaking down in plain language, layman terms, the whole 9 yards. Oh, yes. I'm not going to do a brain food or anything of the nature. We're just going to give you politics, royal topics, and maybe a little celeb gossip. I was going to do true crime, but I accidentally deleted my script and I got to find it. So we're not going to get all that deep in today. It's just going to be politics because it is Monday and I don't have the energy to go all the way through the show. But don't worry, it's going to be a really good show today. Trust me, you guys are definitely going to get a little deeper insight of what's going on in the world in terms of Donald Trump, Minnesota, and his personal vendetta to Minnesota, because we need to talk about that. Okay. Because we need to go deep. We need to go deep into the chaos of the ICE infestation in Minnesota. Is it because business? Is it business or is it personal? Because let's be real here. The Minnesota situation is getting tense. It's getting political. And it's getting dangerous. And the way Trump and Governor Walz are clashing over these ICE operations, it's giving rebellion, retaliation, a whole lot of federal versus state energy. That's what I'm getting from it. Let me know what you guys think below. Okay. Just saying. Now, before I dive deep into the whole theory and what's really going on, because I'm going to give you a deep insight on why Trump is so intense and so tunnel vision to destroy and make Tim Watt's life a living freaking hell. Because this is beyond insane on how he's targeting Tim Watt's state, for real. And we need to get to the bottom of it and why he is so vindictive. This is sick. It's starting to get dangerous. We are losing people. I know only certain race people are always broadcast, but we are losing a lot of people and it needs to be talked about. Now, this particular video here, this ICE just walks into a Thai restaurant with his handgun drawn. He's probably not even an ICE agent. He's probably just a regular guy who's living out his fantasies on freely walking around like a psychopath. He's not even in the ICE vehicle. He's just in a regular vehicle. Anyway, one of the owners filmed him. And it says here, I'll read it just in case it's too quick for you guys. Okay, so the ICE agent walked into a Thai restaurant with his handgun drawn. Okay. The restaurant owner said the agent came in looking for a kid. They're snatching kids. I'm not going to even tell you the audio I listened to outside of one of those ICE agents. They are screaming. They are terrified. And you know what Trump said? He said, I am not responsible for any sexual assault or anything that goes on in that place. So these people are living out their sick, vindictive, malevolent fantasies on torturing these people. They have a long list of people who they want to torture and do sick things to. So they're looking for little boys, little girls, teenagers, whatever, men, just to beat on because they some racist pieces of shit. This is the world we're living in right now. And I don't know what the hell is going on with the country. They cannot be this hateful. This is sick. This is freaking sick. Okay, so the restaurant owner said the agent came in looking for a kid. One of the owners filmed him and said the agent action traumatized at least 10 customers, as well as the staff. And you see what he did. Look what he's doing. He's just coming in, just torturing people. Look at this shit. The ICE agent accused us of hiding the kid. Now my staff are hesitant to come to work while those still needing to pay bills are showing up feeling worried and scared. That's what the owner is saying. So people are afraid to go to work because Trump has these agents out here freely doing what the hell they want without any repercussions, without any jail time or anything of the nature. Because just like he did the January 6th, he gave him free immunity. And people still think he's not a terrorist. That's literally a terrorist act. But you know, whatever. Okay, so Tim Watt decided to chime in here, you know, about these ICE agents, which he has done several times already, but he held a press conference. Take a listen to this.
Donald Trump, I call on you once again. Remove this force from Minnesota. They are sowing chaos and violence. We've seen deadly violence from federal agents again and again and again. And I call on all Americans to see the decency that this state is exhibiting and the horrific cruelty, unprofessional, absolute abomination that is passing for what these ICE agents are doing on our streets. Do I have any confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing? No, I don't have a lot of confidence.
No, because he won't. He don't care.
Thank God. Thank God.
No, thank God, because God is on his side.
Because according to DHS, these 7 heroic guys took an onslaught of a battalion against them or something. It's nonsense, people. America, as you're listening, enough is enough. Enough is enough of this. End this. End it.
And he said a comment that I would have been saying. I would have been seriously snapping at these people. He's saying a lot calmer when I would have done it.
Minnesota warning, listen. Protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct and to assault law enforcement officers. We saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and a rampant assault began, and even an HSI officer agents finger was
You
bitten.
guys probably got to turn this up.
Crowd control measures were deployed to bring safety to the public and to law enforcement at the scene. And once again, I want to remind everybody that this situation and this tragedy did not have to happen. Our law enforcement are doing everything that they can to protect the public.
Another protester lost their life, and the left is not telling you the full truth. What's going on in Minnesota is a tragedy, and it needs to be studied because we cannot have this happen ever again. Mainstream media, the left, whatever you want to call them, is saying it's the fault of ICE. But the truth is, this is Tim Walz's fault, in my opinion. You have to understand, he is the governor of Minnesota. He has done nothing to calm down the citizens. Protesters are assaulting ICE agents. These are officers. It looks like the Minnesota National Guard is already out. Make sure to pray for them and share the video to let others know the truth.
Very sick, very sick, very sick. Okay. Okay, so we need to get to the core of the story, okay? And we're going to cover every last one of these topics, okay? Because it is imperative that we all figure out what the hell is going on, because I feel that we are not, trying to figure it out. And for some reason, I'm not getting your comments or anything. So if you guys are commenting, I'm not getting it. I told you my stuff is seriously fucking hacked. I'm not getting your comments. I just looked on my Truth Show live chat here to pin my message. And I just realized that one of you had commented. I didn't get it. So I'm so sorry about that. I see Quiet Storm. You said, I'm so sick of this world. It's purposely toxic. Definitely. Definitely. So just keep commenting. I'll just look on my phone because I'm not getting it where I'm looking at. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I keep trying to tell you that. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. It's so screwed up. I know. So screwed up. All right. So let me just continue here. Okay. So here is what's going on here. We have ICE and Border Patrol agents. They have shot multiple people in Minneapolis this month. I mean, plenty of people, not just, the two Caucasian people, plenty other people have definitely gotten shot. Just want to point that out. Now, plenty of people have been killed in separate incidents tied to federal immigration operation. Allegedly, they have not checked and see if those federal agents were really federal agents. That's still a mystery, to be honest. The most recent victim was Alex Peretti. I'm sure he wasn't a recent victim, but the well-known victim. A 37-year-old ICU nurse with no criminal history beyond traffic citations. And then these shootings triggered mass protests and political firestorm. As expected, the same thing happened with the last victim as well. Governor Walz is furious and publicly demanding Trump pull federal agents out of Minnesota. Walz said Minnesota has had it and called the agents violent and untrained, demanding thousands be removed immediately. Oh, yes. He wants ICE and Border Patrol out of his state, independent investigations into the shooting, Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which is BCA, to take over the cases. So he wants the people who has been shot and the people who has been kidnapped and all of those things investigated. And just to let you know, they're not doing criminal background checks on any of these ICE agents. So you can be a complete psychopath and registered sex offender. And I'm sure they would be glad to have you, because this is not about immigration crackdown. This is a personal vendetta against Tim Walz and another person too, which you'll find out at the end of my live show. Okay. This is definitely a personal vendetta. Now, Trump initially threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act. I mean, because he's like pissed at, Tim Walz. Okay. Before their recent phone call, Trump publicly floated using the Insurrection Act to send federal troops into Minnesota to control protests, which is extremely rare and unusually reserved for major civil unrest. Like, it has to be a serious, catastrophic, everything is going rampant for you to just say, you know what, I need to implement this because it's getting so out of control. We need to do something about it. Not just at your free will, you're just going to go ahead and deploy the Insurrection Act. So someone is in his ear telling him to do this, because nowhere in hell Trump would even know anything about the Insurrection Act. Okay. And then we have Trump and Walz had claiming to have a productive call with mixed signals, according to reporting. Trump said he and Watts were suddenly on a similar wavelength. He agreed to let Minnesota BCA investigate the shootings. He said he looked into reducing the number of ICE agents in the state. This is what Trump claimed he was going to do. But this is after weeks of tensions and threats. Then the tensions got deeper. Instead of him reducing the agents, he ended up increasing the agents. Okay. And then it's the deeper tension right here. Then it's the deeper tension, federal power versus state authority. Watts is publicly challenging Trump's federal operation. Trump has been publicly criticizing Minnesota handling of crime and immigration. Seriously? He married to an immigrant. There's a bunch of immigrants running around the White House now. J.D. Vance is married to an immigrant. Most of his wives are freaking immigrants. America's built on immigration. He's an immigrant. He's not even a valid citizen, judging from his birth records, but whatever. So Trump has been publicly criticizing Minnesota handling of crime and immigration. Both are using public statements to assert dominance, but nothing has been done. Now, this creates the appearance of a political standoff, even though both sides are now claiming cooperation. Okay, let me just break it down. Why this feels like a power struggle and why both sides are saying one thing publicly while doing another behind the scenes, because that's literally what happened. One side is saying this and the other side is saying that. There's literally a tit for tat that's going on here, and we need to talk about that. Okay, so here's where we are going to get deeper, okay? Okay, pay attention. See, what we're watching is a tug of war between state authority and federal authority. Watts is saying, get these agents out of my state. They're killing people. Trump is saying, we're here to get criminals, and even threatened to, enact the Insurrection Act earlier in the month, okay? But after the backlash, the protests, and the national attention, suddenly they're having a productive call, it seems, okay? Suddenly they're on the same wavelength. Suddenly Trump is open to reducing agents and letting Minnesota investigate the shootings. But he didn't do that. Let's get deeper. Okay. See, Trump has repeatedly targeted Minnesota for years. But before I get into that, take a look at this clip. Take a look at this clip, and then I'll go back.
Trump never had principles. Sister claims he's a pathological liar. He lies, he cheats, he doesn't read. And according to his own sister, he has no principles. Marianne Trump Barry didn't mince words when talking about Trump. In secret recordings made by their niece, Barry unloaded years of frustration. The tapes were released in 2020.
He has no principles. None.
Barry said.
All he wants to do is appeal to his base.
She was especially horrified by Trump's immigration policies. In 2018, there was a big crisis at the southern border. At the time, children were being separated from their parents. Trump joked that maybe he'd put his sister down there too. Barry was disgusted.
If you were a religious person, you want to help people, not do this.
Barry is a former federal judge. She had spent years ruling on immigration cases. In one, she scolded a judge for not treating an asylum seeker with respect. She guessed her brother hadn't read her opinions on immigration.
No, he doesn't read.
She told her niece, Mary Trump. She also accused him of lying constantly.
The lack of preparation, the lying. Holy...
Barry
Yeah,
said,
he lies a lot.
And it wasn't just politics. She claimed he paid someone to take his SATs. That claim remains disputed, but Barry didn't seem to doubt herself.
He was a brat.
She added.
I did his homework for him.
Their rift went back decades. Barry once asked Trump to pull a string to help her land a judgeship. Trump used his fixer, Roy Cohn, to call Ronald Reagan. She got the nomination, and Donald never let her forget it. Where would you be without me? He bragged. Barry told him.
Say that one more time and I will level you.
It was the only favor she ever asked for, she said.
He once tried to take credit for me.
She told Mary.
But Donald is out for Donald, period.
She questioned whether he'd accomplished anything on his own. Mary offered a sarcastic answer. His bankruptcies.
He did accomplish those all by himself.
Barry replied. The conversations also revealed his obsession with Fox News. Barry said he once called her just to ask. Did you watch Fox? When she said no, he was shocked. What do you do? He asked.
I read
She replied. What do you read?
books.
But the most painful moment came when Barry recalled their father's funeral. Donald barely mentioned Fred Sr. He used the speech to talk about himself.
It was all about him.
Barry said she vowed none of her siblings would speak at her own funeral.
That's
The
what his
recordings
niece
were
said.
made without Barry's knowledge. But under New York law, Mary Trump didn't need her consent. The niece began taping in 2018. She hoped to gather proof that she'd been misled in a family inheritance dispute. She ended up with hours of damning testimony.
Donald is cruel.
Barry said,
You can't trust him.
And that's coming from his sister. Please note that that is coming from his sister. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Now, getting back to what I was saying. Now, with that in mind, note that he has a long history of publicly attacking Governor Walz, Minnesota Democrat leadership, the Somali American community, Ihan Amar, and then Minnesota handling of welfare fraud cases. Now, this is not speculation. This is documented in the reporting. So this is all factual information that I'm giving you right now. See, I did an analysis on Minnesota and his triggers. And this is with the second validation of law professors. And I did research and I went back and proved everything that I'm about to tell you guys right now. Now, a law professor quoted in the article that said Trump appears to have mounting animus, like tension and anger toward Minnesota. Okay? He has animus toward Minnesota, and the state triggers him in several ways, including losing Minnesota in all three elections, his ongoing feud with Walz, his fixation on Somali immigrants. This is not me saying it. These are direct quotes from an expert and him in reporting. Trump has publicly ridiculed Walz for years. I mean, be real here. And I pretty much confirmed this with an article, okay? He mocked Walz. He blamed him for fraud scandals that's against him. He used Minnesota as political punching bag. Like anytime he's pissed off, he just take it out on Minnesota, send troops down there and do what they want. I give them free immunity. I don't give a fuck if they rape people, kill people, run trains, throw them in the river. Who the fuck cares? Use it as your own personal malevolent, evil, whatever batting ground, war zone. That's what he's doing to Minnesota. That's how much hatred he has against Walz and his Ihan person, Omar person. Okay, and these are facts here. I know you guys are thinking like this is crazy. These are facts, okay? So he blamed Walz for the fraud scandals, and he definitely used Minnesota as a political punching bag. Now, this creates the appearance of a person of vendetta. If the White House denies it, of course they are. I mean, he never admits anything. He's a compulsive liar. So the White House insists his motivations are not personal. They're saying it's not personal. Business. That's what they're saying. Okay, Trump spokesperson said his only motivation is doing what's best for American people. So officially, they reject the idea that this is personal. Again, will they admit that? Okay, we're just going to use that one. Okay, so again, will they admit that? Will they admit that? No, they won't. So, but the scale of the ICE operation is unusually large. Minnesota received 2,000 federal officers. And I just want to point this out. We are paying for these officers to go down there. We are paying for it. This is coming out of our tax money. I just want to point that out. This is coming out of our tax money. So Minnesota received 2,000 federal officers, one of the biggest deployments in the country. Okay. Want to point that out in a very long time, like a very long time, decades. And it was targeted at the Democratic-led state. This is a person of vendetta. A governor he openly dislikes, a community he has repeatedly criticized. Now, these are facts. These are not opinions. These are facts. So the question becomes, is this, I don't know, cooperation? Is this an agreement that they had? I don't know. Or is this political damage control? Because multiple analysts say Trump has long-standing hostility toward Minnesota leadership. Let me repeat that. Multiple Analysts said Trump has long-standing hostility toward Minnesota leadership. Okay? So he has this long-standing tension and hostility toward Minnesota's leadership, in terms of the mayor, and other leadership in Minnesota too, which I'm going to tell you guys in just a moment. Okay? Experts note that Trump has repeatedly singled out Governor Walz and Somali community. The scale of the ICE operation is unusual. I mean, it's literally unusually large for a state he has publicly feuded with. The White House, of course, denied everything. They deny everything. They ain't but some liars in there. All of them are fucking criminals. And I need to go deeper because this is really, I need to seriously go a little bit deep. Okay? Deep on why Minnesota. Because it can't be just because he had some bullshit agreement or tension against Walz. I mean, Trump is going full throttle. This is freaking person. This is like someone murdering someone and then stabbed them like 15, 20 damn times. And we supposed to believe that it was an accident or them defending themselves. No, that's a personal attack. So this is like murder, attack over and over and over and over again. It's just consistent and it never rests. Usually when someone gets stabbed 50 million times, they're dead and that's it. No, this is over and over and over and over and over and over again. He literally used Minnesota as his own personal punching bag. This is personal, literally fucking personal. We supposed to sit back and do anything. And the Congress, his people in Congress are not doing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing for these people. I don't know if he's giving them money. They should be checking their bank accounts. They should be checking their personal location, their pings on their cell phone. Are they benefiting from this immigration trading? Are these immigrants and these ICE agents supplying these Congress people with their own personal pleasures? I don't know. Something should definitely be investigated. So, for example, why does he hate Somali people so much? Why does he hate that group of people so much? Because we all know that Minnesota has the largest population of Somali people. Seriously, they have roughly 80,000 Somali people living in Minnesota, the biggest concentration in the country. That this makes them a visible political target whenever Trump talks about Minnesota. And Trump has repeatedly used really harsh, xenophobic language about Somali immigrants. Now, this is not interpretation. These are direct quotes from him. He called Somali immigrants garbage and said he doesn't want them in the U.S. He literally said that. Go look this up. He called Somali immigrants garbage and said he does not want them in the U.S. He said their country stinks. He said they contribute nothing. Now, this rhetoric is specific. He does not talk about every immigrant group this way, not even, people of my race, Black people, but he definitely talk about Somali people in its very personal way. And then it's his feud with Ilhan Omar that fuels the targeting. Now, Ilhan Omar, which is this young lady right here, that's her, okay? Ilhan Omar, I'm sorry for mispronouncing her name, is a Somali American from Minnesota and one of Trump's most frequent political targets. He has called her garbage, someone who should be removed, someone who does nothing but complain. Because she is Somali, his attacks on her often spill over into attacks on either on the Somali community or, in general of the country, Minnesota. Now, this remind me, however, and this just came to me, this remind me of a fraud scandal involving some Somali defendants that became political ammunition for him. It was like a fraud scandal involving, Somali defendants, and he used this as political ammunition, to target him more by using this as some kind of validation tactic or something like that. So Minnesota had a major fraud case. Feeding Our Future was, I guess, their cause, where some defendants were Somali, and then the conservative media exaggerated this into a narrative about Somali as a group, and Trump amplified. It was just maybe a few people that were Somali, but it was all different races. But he just targeted that group of people, a very small group of people in this organization, by the way. Okay, Trump amplified it because remember, he doesn't like Somali people because he don't like her. because she went against him. She's bad. And I'm not talking about bad as in terms of like evil. I'm talking about bad in terms of she's very resilient. She has a voice. She's powerful. She worked hard for where she at right now. And he don't like strong women. If you guys haven't understood that or acknowledged that at all, he does not like strong women or women with voices. You have to be mute and quiet, just like mute, quiet, submissive ass freaking Melania. Okay? You're supposed to be seen and not heard. That's the kind of woman he wants. Any woman who has a voice, he do not like. So Somali scholars call the rhetoric unhinged and inaccurate. Now, this created a false association between the entire Somali community and terrorist/fraud case. Okay. You see, Trump's political strategy using Somali people as a symbol is an ongoing thing. Now, based on the reporting, he uses Somali immigrants as an example when talking about danger, crime, or America going the wrong way. So anything he's talking about going the wrong way, America going the wrong way, he got to put Somali people in there because, you know, he don't like this girl. He don't like anyone who opposes him or go against him, especially women. A man, he could just, you know, do what he's doing to Walt because he has the power to do it, even though it's illegal. You don't supposed to abuse power like that. And you don't supposed to employ these ICE agents without Congress approval, but they're letting them do what the fuck you want. So they're going to be fired too. But that's not the point. Okay. So we have this person of vendetta that he has against this Omar lady right here. Okay. So some analysts say this is meant to rally his base. This is a political tactic, not a policy analysis. Okay. It seems that Minnesota triggers him politically because I don't know what this girl did, but he is just not liking her. He don't like her, Somali people. He don't like Walt. Now, he did try to go after California, but California have so many federal people staying in California, and not to mention it's the home of the celebrities. That is a pocket deep that he don't want to fuck with. So he don't really mess with California too much because we have how many other presidents stay there? And how many billionaires stay there? He don't want to go there. So he tried going there and he ran out there real freaking quick. So he went to, you know, small Minnesota with Walt and this chick who also went against him, you know, and lost. I mean, the point of the matter is he has a freaking vendetta. This is not some, I need to buckle down to immigration. This is a political ploy in pure unadulterated fucking revenge. And he abusing his power to go after people who opposed him and attacked him. That's what he's doing. It's like committing murder over and over and over and over again. And he is not going to stop. It's like his own political punching bag. I mean, this is sick. And we're paying for it with our own tax money. Okay. So experts in the reporting say Trump has mounting tension toward Minnesota because, again, he lost the state in every election. He feuds with Governor Walz. He clashes with this Ilhan Omar person. Minnesota Somali community is highly visible there. So it's like a reminder of a race. He taking out a whole goddamn race who he lost against. Like, how dare you, immigrant? Because you're not Caucasian, you know, how dare you win against me? You're immigrant. Who are you with your do-rags or something? This is how he talks. So when he attacks Minnesota, he often attacks Somali. So this is not a policy. This is about crime statistics he claiming it's for, like crime statistics. That is not about immigration data. He's just making this shit up. And then it's some political messaging and documenting the reporting. He tried to give it some kind of clarification with some, you know, tactics and some political data, but it's all just garbage. You just make that shit up. But that said, I definitely put two and two together, and I'm hoping that you guys put two and two together, and you need to seriously understand what I'm saying. You see, Ilhan Omar is again, she's some. I think I probably need to go a little deeper just in case it went over your head here. Okay, this young lady here. Okay, her name is Ilhan Omar, if you haven't figured that out. And she's Somali American. She was born in Somali, came to the U.S. as a refugee, and became a naturalized American citizen. So she is an American citizen. And yes, she lives in Minnesota. She represents Minnesota, 5th Congressional District, which includes Minneapolis, St. Louis Park, Richfield, Robbinsdale, and Golden Valley. Yeah. So she is literally one of the most visible Somali American political figures in the entire country. And she is based in the same state Trump has been publicly feuding with. If I was her, I'll be filing charges against him. Yeah. Oh, I'm not done yet. Because it gets personal than that. Oh, yeah. It gets very personal. This is one of the reasons Trump's rhetoric often targets Somali people. Not because of who they are, but because, I say again, because Minnesota has the largest Somali population in the U.S. Ilhan Omar is, again, she's Somali American and a high-profile Democrat. She's a Democrat, okay? Trump has a long-running political feud with her. His attacks on her often spill over into attacks in kind of like the broader Somali community. So when he attacks and he talks about Minnesota, he often frames it as Somali immigrants and that Ilhan Omar crime narratives involving Somali defendants, fraud narratives tied to Somali individuals. They number, frauds and they're criminals. Okay, we're looking at him here, motherfucker. So he's like, they're just criminals. He's get out of Somali immigrants. It's just nothing but a bunch of criminals. Just infestating the entire country. Need to go. I mean, he seriously be talking so much trash about a group of people who did nothing to him that wasn't legitimate. Okay. So in its political strategy, not geographic, confusion, to sum it up in a blunt and layman terms, and I'm going to move on here. Okay. Trump issue with Minnesota looks personal because two of the people who've challenged him the hardest, Governor Tim Walz and Representative Ilhan Omar. Okay. Both come from the state. Omar is Somali American and represents Minneapolis. And Trump has a long public history of attacking her specifically and making harsh comments about Somali immigrants in general. Walz has also pushed back on Trump's repeatedly, especially over the recent ICE shootings in Minneapolis. Minnesota has the largest Somali population in the U.S., and Trump has used that community as a political talking point for years, often in negative, inflammatory ways. So when Minnesota suddenly gets one of the biggest ICE deployments in the country right after public clashes, protests, and political tension, it lines up with a long pattern that Trump and these people, places, or groups that oppose him or embarrass him. The reporting doesn't say he's doing this out of revenge, but the history and the rhetoric and the timing make it look like Minnesota's the state he keeps targeting because the people who stand up to him live there. Either way, Minnesota is now the center of a national debate and about basically policies, because he's not following any of them, immigration enforcement, and president abuse of power. And this story is far from over because it's getting very dark and very deep, and he is so not done with all of his very, very evil tactics. Straight up. Let's move on. Okay. In other news here, we're going to talk about Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew was forced out of Royal Lodge, and this is hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh. And he lost his teddy bear collection. Oh, this is hilarious. I am so... Okay, let me just get past the story. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Prince Andrew is officially homeless, kind of. Not really homeless, but he no longer stay in a huge royal lodge. That I'm still trying to wrap my head around on why he was given a huge estate. I know. I kind of know, but I just don't know. I know, but I don't think it's fair. Well, it's not fair. I know the late Queen Elizabeth loved her some freaking Prince Andrew, and he could do no wrong. So she gave him that big ass fucking royal lodge. I mean, the place is big as hell, man. She gave him that big ass goddamn royal lodge. He don't do shit anyway. He's lazy as hell. He did whatever he wanted. He was always in the tabloids. But anyway, so the royal lodge, and I'm still again trying to wrap my head around on why he was given a huge estate in the first place, and whatever. I think the estate honestly should have gone to Kate and William when they start having kids. I mean, they have like 90 goddamn kids together, okay? And William is the next in line for the crown or throne or whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's next in line for the throne. You would think it would go to him. I don't really care about any of those two, but I'm just saying, in a legitimate and I don't know, fair way of seeing it, it should have definitely went to them. Okay. You see, Prince Andrew is back in the headlines after reports reveal his devastation over losing his bizarre 70 plus teddy bear collection. And he's forced out of the royal lodge, which is a huge freaking estate. I mean, it's fucking huge. With sources saying the stuffed animals have been broken up. So they all separate. He started crying because he didn't want them broken up. He wanted them all to stay together. They're his babies. So he started crying and he started having a hissy fit because they broke up his teddy bear collection. I'm sorry. Anyway, so it was broken up, dispersed, and treated like, you know, whatever. And he was treating them like his own personal companions, okay? And he was definitely emotional. And they said they never saw him like that before. Judging from reports that it was quite disturbing to see a grown man, I believe in his 50s, I believe, to be acting so inbound. I thought he was an Aquarius. I even told my daughter he's an Aquarius. He's not Aquarius, he's a fucking Pisces. So that explained why he got away with so much shit. You know, he was literally a Pisces in a Pisces era. But, you know, since we're in the age of Aquarius, you know, his star cosmic attraction that put the veil over people is faded. So now they seeing him for what he truly is, an unstable, spoiled brat, ungrateful SOB who's used to getting any and everything he fucking wants, who has some weird obsession with some fucking teddy bears. I don't even want to know what he did with these teddy bears when he was along, okay? But he was crying, acting like a freaking 9-year-old boy, and it was seriously fucking embarrassing, just from what everybody else said. He literally have his staff to organize these bears in a very, very strategic and organized way. They have to be set a perfect way. Their arms, legs, whatever you want to call it, have to be in order. They have to be perfect. This is not some China doll collection where people literally make these and they put a lot of art in those. This is not an art collection. This is not even a Jet magazine collection or anything of historical value. These are some dusty ass fucking teddy bears, okay? That you, I'm sorry. Anyway, here are some clips here. Now, this clip here from the woman who lives and breathes the royal family and make a very good living of living and breathing the royal family. She got lucky. I got shut down, 5 times and demonetized 6, and currently getting half right now. And no one can really comment because they blocking my comments for whatever stupid reason that is. But she is making a really good living. She just got married to her boo. And this is from 2022, I believe. Yeah, she covered this, well, it'd be almost 4 years ago. Okay. I'm not going to play the music because it might be copyrighted, but just look at the headlines. Prince Andrew's former maid had a day long of training on how to arrange his collection of bears. Meatloaf once claimed he tried to push Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew was a handful as a child. I'm sorry, I got to go back. Hold on. This is hilarious. Let's go back. Okay, here we go. His collection of 72 teddy bears. Prince Andrew, former maid, said the royal was very clear about how he wanted them arranged. Y'all want it proof? There it is. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Okay. Meatloaf once claimed he tried to push Prince Andrew in a moat. I don't give a shit who you are. You're going in the moat. The late rock legend said he told the disgraced royal on the set of a 1987 TV show, and apparently, I guess he had a fit or whatever. I'm not done yet. Seriously. Spoiled. They call it spoiled rotten. Prince Andrew was a handful as a child and was named Baby Grumpy because of his temper tantrums. I'm sorry. Oh, this reminds me of what they were saying when they were separating his teddy bears. It was so embarrassing. It's got to be embarrassing for the royal family who holds such a steed on their, I don't know, their conservative decorum or something, and he's acting like a brat. Get your big head out of the way, girl. Okay, anyway, he wasn't bothered. Royal maid says Prince Andrew laughed when his dog bit his leg. Okay, so he likes pain. That means he probably like BDSM. Generally, spoiled brat people like this who have some serious emotional, deep, scarred issues, they like pain. It makes them feel like a person again. Okay. Even though it bit another person's leg, but he don't like pain, whether it's on him or someone else. Prince Andrew would scream if his stuffed toys were misplaced. Ex-car claims. I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. This is ludicrous. That's Prince Andrew, the man who had one of the biggest estates on the royal property. Google the Royal Lodge. It's fucking big. It's freaking huge. Now, you understand, his kids moved out. They got their own businesses. His ex-wife apparently can't move on and get her own place. She's still staggering around trying to live off the proceeds of her being married to him, but they're not technically married. Quite pathetic, you ask me, but whatever. Take a listen to this.
Kick off, shout and scream, stamp his feet when his collection of 60 teddy bears weren't arranged in perfect order on his bed. And the maids and the PPOs all had to be given a laminated card with a perfect picture of how he wanted his teddy bears still to be arranged. I mean, it can tell you potentially a lot about the makeup of the man.
On this particular occasion, went into Prince Andrew's bedroom and his apartments, and on his bed was, I now know was 72. I said about 50, but I may confirm it was 72 because she had a cat. 72 teddy bears on his bed. I'm just thinking, all right, okay. And then my inspector showed me a laminated card which is inside side drawer, one of the bedroom cabinets, of a picture of these teddy bears, all in situ. He said the reason for that picture is that the maids have to put them back exactly like it's in that picture. He said if they don't, he shouts and screams and abuses them. And then a maid came out and confirmed that she had to do that. Otherwise, he would shout and scream. So, you know, that's not really the actions of a sort of a nice person, you know, to have people having to do that. He's a very self-entitled person. I mean, more so than any member of the royal family. He stuck out like a sore thumb. No one liked him.
Wow. See, we need more confirmation? I don't think so. So to sum it up, Prince Andrew was able to stay in the royal lodge for decades, even after divorce, scandal, and losing all his public roles. Because Queen Elizabeth protected him with a 75-year lease and personal favoritism. She paid that Jufrey person those millions of dollars that she got paid. She paid that for him because he didn't have it. She bailed him out of little scandals in the paper. You know, she's the queen. Let's call up, you know, some media. I need you to make this go away. Just make it go away. You think you're going to go against the queen who literally, if she's accused of some kind of crime, you're not even allowed legally to question her? Yes, that's in their bylaws. You can't question her. She don't supposed to be questioned. Hell, she wasn't even supposed to be charged. That's a fact. So she can just kill whoever and get away with it. Okay, and what are you going to do? So you just do what the hell she said. So she gave him a 75-year lease. I think Prince Andrew is in his 50s. And that was her boo. That was her baby. Yeah. Which legally locked the palace out of removing him, while Harry and Meghan were never considered for this estate because I guess, you know, who cares about them? So Harry and Meghan were never considered for, they got the smallest Frogmore fucking cottage, which is what, 5-bedroom or something? They got the smallest goddamn estate in a corner, hidden away from everybody else. You know, that's what they gave Harry and Meghan. So they never got considered for the estate because the monarchy wasn't willing to elevate them above Andrew, who did nothing but cause scandals. They didn't want to elevate them above Precious Andrew or disrupt his hierarchy built over William leaving, you know, just saying, MEGARRY. So when MEGARRY left, which was probably both driven by Andrew, William, and all the rest of them jealous fucking haters. When they left Frogmore Cottage, okay, and you gotta understand, Harry and Meghan was at the time the most active working royals at the time. Will and Kate really hardly did anything. They was too busy, stifling and being jealous of McGarry, which is Meghan and Harry named together. They was too busy hating them. So Harry and Meghan just took, did what they always do. Meghan did what she always do, working, doing something, doing charity, going to events. She just does what she does. She's been doing it before she got into the family. So did Harry. Okay, Andrew did absolutely fucking nothing. Okay, so with Frogmore, them living in it, he's staying in big ass fucking estate Royal Lodge for just to be the son of the queen. But she has another son too, and he don't stay in no big ass fucking lodge either. I mean, I don't even know where the hell he stay. I had to really search this man to see who the fuck he was. So there's literally, she had 4 kids. She had Charles, as we all know, Anna, who was Prince Philip's favorite. Okay. And then we have spoiled ass fucking Andy. And the other gentleman who I can't put a name to. So she had other kids. She had 4 kids. Okay. He didn't stay in no big ass lodge. And didn't stay in no big ass house either. I want to point that shit out. So with Frogmore was, he's supposed to move into Frogmore Cottage. He's supposed to move into that after he finished having a hissy fit over his stupid fucking bears. Right now, he's getting Frogmore Cottage updated. And they don't know where his Fergie wife, or the hell her goddamn name is. They don't know where she's going to live. I don't even think freaking Andrew fucking cares, to be honest. So I guess she's going to stay somewhere in the estate. I'm still trying to grasp why the hell she's still there in the first place. They're divorced. Their kids are not small anymore. They're grown, have their own businesses. They moved out a long time ago. I don't even know why she's still there. So I guess she's homeless at this point, and she no longer can use the Duchess name, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around how she was still able to do that. And they're divorced. Why the fuck they get divorced for? She's still carrying the name title of being married to this man. Why you even divorce him for? It's dumb. So I guess she's just going to, try to find some place to stay or something. They haven't really got into details of what's going to happen to Fergie. They really have not gotten into details of what's going to happen to her. I know she was making money, but she was primarily using her Duchess name to make money. But now she's not a Duchess, even though she wasn't technically a fucking Duchess because they're divorced. But, she was still using that title. No one told her to stop. So now it's legally she has to stop. So she stopped, and now she's got to figure out what the hell she's going to do with herself because she can no longer use that name anymore. And she was staying at the Royal Lodge with Andrew because it's so goddamn big. He can stay at one quarter of the Royal Lodge, and she can stay in the other quarter because it's that fucking big. But Andy, spoiled Andy, is going to the Frogmore Cottage, which is only about 5 freaking bedrooms. Not 30, 20 goddamn bedrooms like the goddamn Royal Lodge. Okay? Big ass fucking state Royal Lodge. No, he moving out of that freaking place, okay? They're taking his gun collection, his precious teddy bear collection that he was crying and acting like a crazy spoiled brat, and all his other sick ass fucking collections. And they're gutting it. And they're going to find some personal sick things in there that he probably don't want them to find out about. I mean, he was literally treated better. I say he was treated better than freaking King Charles. And Anna. I mean, she spoiled this man rotten. She totally forgot about her other goddamn son, her third son. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but she showed the fuck when treating him the same way. I'm going to go ahead and put that crap on out there. So he's moving to the Frogmore Cottage. I don't know where the hell Fergie's staying. They haven't really got into her. And quite frankly, she should have moved out decades ago. I don't know why her ass was still fucking there. That's embarrassing and pathetic. But whatever. She probably needs to find her apartment and condo finally, which she should have done a long goddamn time ago. So she might have to do that finally. Shit. Why the hell you still staying with your ex-husband? Y'all not even together anymore. That's just dumb. Dumb. And you have seriously the esteem and the name and all this backing to literally go out and stay in a condo. You didn't have to stay there anymore. I mean, if I had her kind of connections, I would have left that place running and built the entire fucking empire with the proceeds of being with that family, but not technically with that family. But she did a whole nother thing that was kind of twisted and stupid. Now let's talk about Meghan and Harry. Okay, Meghan and Harry appearance at Sundance. Meanwhile, on the opposite end of the world spectrum, Harry and Meghan made a high-profile appearance at the Sundance Festival, marking one of their most visible public outings of the year as they continue shaping their post-royal media identity. A sharp contrast to, and they keep bringing up Andrew's ongoing downfall and isolation. Here is some clips. What was with this chick here? Doesn't it seem like she would stand off of Meghan? Who knows? Who knows? She probably braces or something. Who knows? But take a listen. Now, this man here, he loves Meghan and Harry, but he speaks in a very theater, poetic kind of way. It's kind of weird, but he definitely brings out the facts. So listen to this.
Sundance just got a little softer, sweeter, and cuter because Cookie Queens just walked in and people online are already in their feelings. Cookie Queens follows 4 Girl Scouts through cookie season. It's about goal setting, teamwork, confidence, and learning how to show up for yourself when the stakes feel big. Even if you're still a kid, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has shared that this project is personal because she was a Girl Scout herself. So this story comes from memory. And the reaction? Warm. Genuinely warm. Girl Scout communities are buzzing. Former Scouts are feeling nostalgic. Parents are sharing clips. Regular viewers are saying the premise alone feels comforting and watchable. A documentary about cookie season premiering at Sundance feels like a collective exhale. People are calling it wholesome in the best way. What keeps popping up in the comments is how refreshing it feels to center young girls and their inner worlds. Viewers love that the spotlight is on growth, grit, and tiny victories. There's a lot of this is adorable, this is inspiring, and I would absolutely watch this with my family. That kind of reaction is lasting. Clips from the premiere show real crowd energy, smiles, applause, that soft kind of excitement that people feel proud of something before they've even seen the whole story. The tone online is affectionate. It's people rooting for these kids, and that's the magic. The conversation isn't stuck on celebrity. It's about the girls. It's about watching confidence form. It's about remembering what it felt like to try your best when the world was smaller. That's a good sign of any documentary. It means the heart of the story is already reaching people. It means the audience is already connecting. And that's the read. This is the notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
And there's his poetic version. It sounded like AI wrote it for him, but you know, it was very informative. And they were in regular clothes. Nice, nice, nice. Gorge, gorge, gorge. We need to do something about this. Oh yeah, we need to do something about that. That's not hot. Anyway, move right along here. Sorry, it's just not hot. Not hot. Okay, here is the next section here. You know, I have to bring this sub yells. And this is going to be quick. I told you guys, I'm not going to really do too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do too much.
You're blinded by the you need that.
All righty. Okay, I just got your message, Quiet Storm. I really didn't know you were messaging. I told you I'm not getting any messages. Okay, this is literally the last story here. Now, there has been some kind of gossip about this man here. Apparently, he passed away. Remember, I played a video about some lady saying this man passed away alone somewhere, and he did Jennifer Lopez's makeup, and apparently she was rude to him, and she don't know if Jennifer Lopez, I don't know, gave him flowers or said her dedication or whatever the hell she said. I have no idea. But apparently Kylie Jenner went out and did some things for him, you know, because he did her makeup several times, and they're mad at Jennifer Lopez because Jennifer Lopez didn't acknowledge him. I want you guys to take a look at it. I have my theory on what happened, but I want to get your opinion.
Jennifer Lopez is now clearly being blacklisted, not because of scandal, nor because of crime, but because of how she treated someone.
She's not being blacklisted.
Vulnerable. If you watch awards season, you definitely know GLAMBOT. He's everywhere at big events like the Golden Globes. Every star likes him. He'll greet them, compliment them, and cheer them on. People always say he's the friendliest person on the red carpet. A few days ago at the Golden Globes, Jennifer Lopez walked up to GLAMBOT. He greeted her. He complimented her, and she reacted nothing. She just stood there waiting for the cameras after the slow motion replay and walked away without even a thank you. Of course, some say she was in a rush. They say she's busy. They say she's under a lot of pressure. But the key point is she didn't have to go to the beauty robot. It was her own choice. If you choose to enter someone else's space, then the bare minimum is basic respect. This has nothing to do with fame. It has nothing to do with attitude. It's about how you treat those who can't do anything for you. So, what do you think?
Interesting. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to be real here. I don't think she's... Hold on, let me see here. Okay, I think she just did what he told her to do, and that was it. I don't think she heard what he said. I think she was in her mind, and that have happened to me where people are talking to me and I'm just not even there. I'm there, but I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a whole nother zone. First of all, her body is sick. I mean, her body is sick, and I'd be in a whole nother zone. I'm not even paying attention to what the hell is going on here. So I don't think I don't know. I don't think she was paying attention to him. I don't know if it was personal. I don't really know. I mean, let me see here. Let me see.
Cheer them on. People always say...
I'm just going to mute it. Okay, he greet these people. Okay, and then this Jennifer Lopez, and she did. Okay, she didn't say anything. Look like she just did what she's supposed to do. Like in robot mode. Make her pose. And that's it. Yeah. I think, okay. But she talked to the other people, though. Huh. Okay. She know him. They work together. Okay. Yeah, it looked like she was being rushed along. Okay. I don't really know. I don't know if she was being personal toward him or she just was just doing what she normally do to photographers. You know, stand there. Okay, let me stand there. Look here. Let me look there. And just move it along. But apparently she knew him. They're saying that he did her makeup, so she knew him. I'm not going to judge that. I don't know. But all I do know is that Jennifer Lopez has a history of being very harsh toward staff, makeup artists, servant staff, waitresses. She just have a history of being very mean. So no comment on that. I don't know why she's like that. And she's Hispanic. I don't know. Yes, Prince Edward. That is the name. That is the name. I was trying to figure out the name. Yeah. Where does he stay? Because apparently Andrew get to stay in big ass fucking Royal Lodge. Do you guys want to see how, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Royal Lodge for you guys because I don't think y'all know the scale of this freaking place. You guys should really know how big this freaking place is. This is freaking ridiculous. I personally don't think he needs a big ass place like that, but it's just my freaking opinion, okay? Oh gosh, this is so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the intensity of Royal Lodge, okay? Royal Lodge. It's so you can see how big it is. Okay. I think I'm joking. This place is fucking huge, man. Spoiled bright ass man. This okay. Let me go ahead and share just a second. And I'm gonna show you big ass world lot. And then I'm gonna end the thingamajigger. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is Royal Lodge. You guys see this? You see? Yeah, this is Royal Lodge. This is where pervert pedo Andy was staying at. See? This is Royal Lodge. This is big ass Royal Lodge. Right there. There's more of the state. This is all his. All his. He was a lazy SOB. He barely did shit. He barely did anything. Most of the time as he was in the scandals, he was out partying, apparently over Epstein house every 5 seconds. But he got to stay at huge freaking Royal Lodge. Yeah. Sarah Ferguson, that's her goddamn name. Here is other angles of the lodge right here. Other angles of the lodge. Okay. Let me see if I can find some more for you guys. For Spoil Andy. Let's see here for Spoil Andy here. There's other angles of the lodge for Spoiled Andy. Yeah. Yeah. This was all for him. Yeah, all for Spoiled Andy. I don't know where Prince Andrew was. Let's find out. That's a good question. Where Prince Andrew stayed? Oh, hold on. Prince Andrew estate. Yeah, let's see what he said. I never looked up him before. I never even paid attention to him, to be honest. Okay, let's see. Not Prince. I said Prince Andrew. Damn it. What's his name? Edward. Sorry, Edward. Damn it, Edward. I meant to say Edward. Okay, there we go. Edward. Okay, Edward. Is this the same Edward? Let's see where Edward stay. I don't know if we're looking at the same Edward. Is there another Edward out there we need to know about? This is not where he stay. Apparently, he stay amongst the Royal Palace in one of these houses. I'm assuming. Yeah. He stay in one of these establishments, you know, where the royal places. That's where Prince Andrew stay. So I don't know where he specifically staying. Quite frankly, I don't care. Anyway, so that's that. Her kids are spoiled. And I just want to point out that, oh, here's this place right here. Look. They say this is his place. This is where he stay. Ooh, hold on. I think this is him. Okay, I don't think that's him. Well, whatever. Who cares? Anyway, so that's about it. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Just go ahead and look it up. But apparently, yeah, Prince Andrew had that big ass fucking estate. He barely did shit. I barely hear about Prince Andrew. I don't know what the hell he does, honestly, and I don't really care. But you know, he had a pretty decent place. Now that I'm looking at another picture of it, it's not that big. It's not big as Prince Andrew's. Oh, look, I just found a better place. I just found a better look at it. See, look, this is how it looked. This is apparently where Prince Andrew stay right here. Him and Sophie's, I'm assuming. It's right there. That's how big theirs is. Right here. Nothing compared to Pedo Andy. So there it is. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for staying out the duration of this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and share. And just to sum it up, Trump is going after Waltz because this is a person of vendetta against Waltz and Ian Amar. And they went against him. They opposed him. He lost that state several times. And he's a racist piece of shit. And this is a person of vendetta and attack against Minnesota, not because of political reasons, because of personal reasons, which you cannot do as the president because it's against the bylaws. So that is why he's going after Minnesota. Just to sum it up. Bye.
We see you, we remember. I am the storm, I am the silence, I am the truth unveiled,
Yourself, you are known.